Hey everyone, I'm Shaleia.
And I am Jeff.
And someone asked me a really wonderful question that I know is in the thoughts of the twin flame community. And that's, will I know my twin flame upon first meeting, or does it take time?
It's a good question. It
is a good question. And it's a very multifaceted question. Some people will say yes, absolutely. Other people will say no, it took them some time. I guess that's I answered your question.
There you go.
Video over.
End the video.
But it's not all that fun, is it? If we don't go into
the juicy
details stuff. So I'm going to talk about my personal experience. Did I know that Jeff was my twin flame upon first meeting him? Well, I had two meetings with Jeff. I had my online meeting, and we dated for 4 months online, and we had like our real life, physical, like I can see your real eyeballs meeting, you know, not just through Skype.
Yeah.
So when we were online dating, I was very suspicious that he was my twin flame. And
let me just share this suspicion here.
I tried to
After our first Skype meeting, she went and buried a wishbone in the ground.
Shut up,
on Valentine's Day.
That was private. That was private. We don't share like what we do, like.
She knew that I was her twin flame. She hoped.
I didn't. I hoped.
On Valentine's Day.
I hoped, and I did. It just happened that our first Skype meeting happened the day before Valentine's Day, but I already had this planned in my mind that I was going to do a little love ritual.
We had already talked before that day.
You know, involving a wishbone, okay? And part of the significance that if you look at a wishbone, it's two pieces of bone that come together and join as one. And I'm like, oh, I like that, you know, twin flame meaning. So anyway, I was suspicious, but I wasn't sure even after I did the wishbone ritual. And every time that we came to a certain point in our online dating scheme, I felt like a scheme, eh? We've seen that if we hit like a really difficult part, I knew I'm like, either we're going to go deeper or we're going to dissolve. Mm-hmm. And at the points where in the past with other men where it would completely dissolve or he'd be revealed as a schmuck, I was like, all right, that's what I knew. You know, but it would never happen with Jeff, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is starting to feel really good.
I was the same. I kept trying to reveal her as someone who couldn't handle me. And every time I couldn't do that. I was like, well, I guess I can just keep moving forward to see what happens here.
Yeah.
I had gotten to the point in my dating experience where I was like, I really don't care what she looks like, what she's about, what she says. I just care if it's gonna work.
Yeah.
And so like I really liked Shaleia, and we talked, well, and we vibed really well, and I seemed to be extremely attracted to her in a weird way, and so I just.
What? It's not a weird way. Why do you?
Well, it was weird because like how I was attracted to others was no comparison to how I felt about you.
Oh yeah, you didn't follow the Hollywood script with me.
The Hollywood script was going on with all the other people beforehand, all the other women beforehand.
Yeah.
But not you. Mm. And I was like, okay, well, let's just see what happens. And I kept trying to reveal her, and I kept trying to reveal her, and every time I'm like, well, she's still here.
I'm still here.
Let's keep trying this. Eventually I'm going to reveal her as like my perfect person, or like we'll on to the next, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, my answer is no. I didn't know she was my twin flame, like, I didn't have a concept, so I can't really know, but when I met her I was like, oh yes. In person I'm like, oh yes, this is nice. This is going to work.
Yeah.
It took time. It took a lot of time for me to really like fully embody that in every way and like have zero doubt. It took like, a year and a half, something like that. Just before I wrote the book is when I really knew for certain and always. And then I wrote the book and I'm like, yeah, I gotta share this with people.
Nice. Well, for me, it didn't take me nearly as long to figure out that he was my twin flame. So I knew that Of course, I was saying I was suspicious during our online dating, but I couldn't know for sure. And even when I tried to channel it, or like do readings and like consult with my spiritual teacher and God, it wasn't allowed to be revealed to me because there was a certain important piece of the journey. Yeah, my crown's tingling. There's an important piece of the journey that I needed to undertake, and I had to do it on complete faith. You know, not knowing whether he was my twin flame or not. And it may sound like, well, why? Like, why does that even matter? But there was something important in it that I just needed to not know in order to fully go deeper and trust that this was my twin flame.
So here's the problem that a lot of people are having, and it's this. It's if you feel like you found your twin flame, then you can really relax and let go and let it happen for you. But only then, and you know, it's just, that's, you got the formula backwards.
Yes.
It's not revealed to you until you fully let go. You can't see it if you're holding on. God can't move forward with you until you let go and let things happen for you. Let go of whether he or she is your twin flame or not. It doesn't matter. If you think it is, keep going. If you believe that it's a strong possibility or a possibility, keep going. Until it's fully revealed to you that it's definitely not, you can keep going. And you're going to keep going until you discover that you can't go back. That you're going to keep going with this same person, and then it's fully revealed. So keep doing the work. Keep letting go. Keep relaxing. If it's your ultimate lover who was designed for you and meant to be with you eternally, you can't possibly get rid of the person. So you might as well try to reveal them for who they really are. And you can use the mirror exercise to do that. Detail it in our book. You can use our courses. You can use our coaching. We got a lot of resources to help you with this issue, to discover whether they're right for you and find the one that is.
So, yeah, exactly what Jeff said was very true for me. Is I just had to completely let go of whether or not he was my twin flame, and just learn the lessons that were coming up, and just have complete faith that my heart is leading me into all of my dreams and all my desires. So when we physically met in Sedona, Arizona, you can actually hear about our first meeting. It's our very first YouTube video. We filmed it like 2 days after we met, and we give all the juicy details there about our first meeting, and it's really sweet. I was like, oh my gosh, I am like pretty much 100% certain like this is my twin flame. Like the second his eyes locked on me and our energy connected for the first time in the physical, I knew. I was like, yes, I can't imagine my life without this person. Like, I didn't, like, screw up, you know, like, I meant that in the sense of, like, you know, online dating a stranger that, like, lives in Hawaii, and I lived on the mainland, and I'm like, oh gosh, I hope this is not a disaster. I hope I just didn't waste, like, I wouldn't waste my energy here.
Yeah. But
it didn't, and then a couple days later, I was having a meditation, and I asked if it was time for Jeff to be fully revealed to me, if I was ready, and God said, yes, you're ready, and I can tell you if Jeff is your twin flame. And I got a vision of both of our faces merged into one. So like one half of my face was my face, the other half was like half of his face, and then I saw like you know, a beautiful energy like unifying us, and I was like, oh, like, yeah, he's my twin flame. He's my twin flame. Great. You know, and I told him, and he was like, awesome, you know, and I guess he went along, I don't know, he didn't go along with it, but went along with it until...
It just felt right, you know?
Yeah, it felt right, but it had to be really confirmed for him later on down the road with repeat experiences and just being in my energy a lot more. For me, it was like the second I had the information, I'm like, yep, it's my twin flame.
It took me a lot of experience and trial to be absolutely certain.
Yeah, he had to like test our union to the full extent, and took us to the brink, like for like 9 months, almost a year, you know, just testing and testing and testing us, and I mean, I tested him too, but you know, but that was what was going to be his indicator that we're twin flames, was not just hearing me say it and not just believing and feeling it, but having to test it and experience it in that way for him to finally accept and know, oh, this is my twin flame, absolutely through and through.
Yeah.
So one of the reasons why he had to test it was to know if it's real. And it came out true every single time, you know, that love reigns supreme in our union. And even with all the fights we had and, you know, pushing each other away and screaming and all that crap that couples go through when they're figuring their shit out, love always reigns supreme, and we always ended up coming back together and growing deeper in our love.
Every time.
Yeah, so there you go. I hope that answers your question.
Yep.
And if you're interested in more twin flame content, please check like and subscribe on our channel.
And check out the resources we have available for you below this video. Thanks so much for watching.
Thanks everyone. See you in other videos.